This next book is only available through the educational publisher Pearson, Canada. What happened was, in writing this book, it goes back to the Boston bombing incident. At the time, I was in Ottawa doing school visits. I do a lot of school visits. And I came back to the hotel at the end of the day, and I saw it all over the news, and I thought, oh no, not again. I hope it's not Muslims. And that night, I really just tried not to watch the news. Sometimes it's just too depressing, you can't function. And in the morning, I thought, well, they give you a newspaper, and I thought I should know what's going on. So I took the newspaper down to the breakfast room, and I was reading about what happened, and it was on the monitors and everything. And I thought, oh, this is so sad. This is so depressing. I thought, I'm going to be facing kids all day. I can't be depressed. I got to be able to deal with the kids. So what I did was I moved to the comic section. And I started reading the comics. And there was one that was really funny. So I started reading, and I laughed out loud. And then I looked up. Here I am in the breakfast room of a hotel. All the people are staring at me because I laughed. And then on the monitors, all the news of this Boston bombing is still happening. And I thought, oh, I thought, oh no, they think I'm laughing about that. And I thought, don't say anything. Just get up, get out of here. Not one word. I was so scared. So then I just quickly left. Then I got mad. And I thought, wait a minute, I didn't do anything. And really got me mad. And I was really in a turmoil over this whole thing. And I thought, and then when I found out it was Muslims, I was just, oh man. So what I ended up doing one night, I got up, I couldn't sleep. So I got up and I wrote a poem, and it's called Not Guilty. And it became the crux of this. The way I started the poem, I started it with just this person saying, why are you staring at me like this? I'm going to just read the beginning of it. And it's in this booklet here. It's very short. And he says, why are you looking at me like that? I didn't do anything. It was them, not me, not us. I don't care if they say they're one of us, they're not, because we would never do that. Every time something like this happens, I want to cry and I want to hide. It's so sad. It's so wrong. Nobody should be hurting anyone like that. I was scared to come to school today because even if you don't say it out loud, even if you'd never hit me with sticks or balled up fists, you might still look at me like you're looking at me right now. Like just for a moment, you've forgotten who I am. I am your friend. I help you up when you fall down. I pushed you on the swing even when I got tired and wanted to turn. Remember that time we were brave and chased away that big dog that was scaring the little kids in the sandbox? And the time your popsicle fell and I gave you half of mine? Did you forget all that? That we're your neighbors, that we're part of the community? Because just now, for an instant, I saw something in your eyes. Not a question, but almost saying, would you ever do what they did? And even before you can put that thought into words, and before the words can leave your mouth and cross the space between us, and long before the words can hit my ear, I want to shout no as loudly as I can. No, I would never do what they did. I would never hurt you. And even if they look at me, or look like me, or talk like me, or pray like me, or come from the same part of the world as me, they are not like me because they did that and I wouldn't. I will say it loud and clear. I am not like them. I wish it were easy. I wish we all wore signs saying if we're good or bad, but we don't. And we can't just go by what group we belong to because none of them are perfect. They're all made up of people, different kinds of people, and people can look good but be bad or look bad but be good. You just can't tell. Good or bad, we're all mixed up in every group, in every race, in every culture, like a bunch of jelly beans that have never been sorted out, so that we don't have to taste the minty green ones that you hate, or the black ones that you like, but I spit out because they taste like black licorice. Remember last time when I said I was really sorry it happened? It's true this time too. But part of me is kind of tired and kind of angry a little bit that I even have to say I'm sorry because I never did it. And part of me wishes it were obvious. Obvious that I'm sorry it happened. Obvious that I think it's wrong. Tell you what, I'd say sorry all day long if it could turn back the day so it didn't ever happen. And part of me wishes I didn't even have to explain like this. I wish you knew without me saying a word, like you would run up to me, touch my arm and say, of course, we're all sorry it happened. Let's make it better. Let's help everyone who got hurt. And we do just that together. If your foot were in my shoe, I'm sure you'd wish that too. To be measured by what you do, not by what group you belong to. So I wrote that poem. And then what happened was I ended up putting it into this booklet. And I wrote this booklet about an Iraqi refugee who comes to North America, and he's dealing with coming in as an outsider and as someone who's disenfranchised. Boys really like it, and it's written in prose poetry. What you can do when you're using it in your classroom, it already comes with, it's part of the Pearson Well Aware series. It's their series that is focusing on mental health and mental wellness. And at the end, they have whole discussion starters for teachers that they can use it in the classroom. I think you can purchase it from the Pearson Well Aware website. And it doesn't cost a lot, but it's a lot of stuff that you can do in your classroom. It's really engaging, especially for boys. I mean, the way it starts out, the way I began the story is the why we came, been scared. So it's this boy named Abdullah, and he's telling his story. Been scared so long, don't know any other normal. And maybe that comes through in my face. My sister says there's a shadow hanging at the edge of my eyes. Relax, smile, be yourself, and you'll make friends. But maybe it's just easier for girls. And then he goes on to talk about his experience. It's very short, but it's very effective. It would make a really good read aloud. I want to thank you for watching and listening.